Hello everyone! My name is Alina and I live in the top 10 most expensive cities in the world, Copenhagen. Is it really that expensive? I don't know. Let me show you how much I spend per month and then you can decide if it is expensive. I have one bank to pay for my expenses and they have a good app that helps me to categorize them. I have made a list of 7 main items which are my main expenses, which is housing, transportation, food, utilities, clothing, self-development and donations or charity. I didn't include travel into the list because I haven't traveled for quite some time, like maybe 2 years, because first of all due to the lockdown because of pandemic, and I didn't have that much time for traveling because of my job. When we are talking about expenses, it makes sense to make sure that you understand Danish tax system, because your salary before tax can be quite different from the salary that you get after tax. Let's say your salary before tax is 40,000 Danish crowns. If you live in Copenhagen, your tax will be 36%. Which leaves us with 25,503 Danish crowns after tax. I spent most of my money on housing. I rent an apartment. In general, a lot of people say that rental apartments in Copenhagen are very expensive. For example, for one room in a 3-bedroom apartment, you will pay 5,500 Danish crowns. For a 1-bedroom apartment in a nice area, in a new building, you will pay approximately 12,000 Danish crowns. However, if you move a little bit outside of Copenhagen and you don't live in a very fancy area, then you can reduce this price by a couple of thousand. I rent a room and my area is a bit outside of Copenhagen. It takes me approximately 15 minutes by train to get to the center of the city, and I pay 3,000 Danish crowns for this room. Unfortunately, this is a temporary solution for me because I have to move out by the end of the summer and I will have to find something else which will be probably, most likely, more expensive than the current one. Let's talk about transportation. I know that there are not that many people who use public transportation due to its price. It's quite expensive and some people believe it's not very convenient. That's why most of the people own a car. But there is a thing about buying and maintaining a car, that there is a crazy tax on the cars, which is approximately 190%. That's why you will rarely see a fancy car on a Danish road, compared to Germany, for example. Here in Copenhagen, people mostly use their bikes, because it is convenient as the city is not that big, everything located next to each other. So even when the weather is not that great, which is most of the time, when it's raining, windy, snowing, people still ride their bikes together with their kids. I'm not Danish. I don't like wind, that's why I only ride my bike when the weather is nice. The rest of the times I take either train or bus. Before the pandemic started, I was spending 1,200 Danish crowns on transportation. Next item on my list is food. Here in Copenhagen we have grocery stores of a different price range, even though most of the time they contain the same products. But these products will vary in the price because some of the grocery stores look more fancy than the others. Going out to eat is a different story. A lot of people believe that it's very expensive, that's why they consider going out only on special occasions. I don't eat red meat and I spend more money than people usually do on veggies, which are also quite expensive in Denmark. In average per month I spent 2,000 Danish crowns on groceries. And before the pandemic I was spending 1,200 Danish crowns on going out to eat with my friends. Next point on my list is utilities. In my current place I don't pay separately for utilities because they are already included in my rent. But I know that, for example, for the electricity, usually people pay 500 Danish crowns per month, which is quite expensive if you ask me. Next point is clothing and makeup. To be honest, I don't really remember when I was buying some clothes last time. I think it was before pandemic started, so it's just like a year ago. But I made a budget per month that I will spend approximately 500 Danish crowns on clothing. Second last item on my list is self-development and education. This category includes therapy sessions once per week, also different courses that help me to grow professionally and personally, different books that I read, and I usually spend around 800 or 1000 Danish crowns per month. At this point, when I think about it, I kind of spend more money on self-development than on clothing, and I don't really know if it's a good approach. So maybe you can tell me, do you think it's a good approach or bad? Tell me in the comments below. And last item on my list is charity or donations. I usually spend 1000 Danish crowns on it. So if we summarize everything that I said before and make a calculations, then I spend 9700 Danish crowns per month. I think that I live pretty cheap according to Copenhagen standards, and I know that a lot of people spend much more money per month, but this is mostly due to the rent that I'm paying currently, which is pretty low, and unfortunately it will be changed in the future because I will have to find another place, and I assume I prepare in myself that I will have to pay 5 more or 4 more thousand plus to my current rent. These expenses are less than a half of my monthly income, and the rest of the money I usually save or make some investments. Thank you everyone for watching, I hope you find it useful. If you have any questions or comments, please write them down in the comment section, I will gladly answer them, and please remember to subscribe and press the like button. I see you in the next one.